project assignment number 6, how to obtain confidence intervals. So we're going to do this 3 times. So let's see which one they want, 90, 95, and 99. Okay, so all right, so we're going to go to stats. And because this is a project on quantitative data, we're going to go to T-stats. And we have one sample. We're doing the whole entire class. And we have the original raw data. So T-stats, one sample with the data. We're going to check our number of haircuts. And we're going to do a confidence interval. We'll do the hypothesis test another time. So let's go in order from smallest to youngest, smallest to highest. Okay, so 90. Just for illustration purposes, I'm going to do a confidence interval plot. You don't have to do it, okay, so then you're going to do options, save, one sample, and then just follow this by 90 so that you distinguish between the 3 that we're going to do. So save. And then we're going to go to options, edit. But before I go to that, what this allows me to do is the true number of haircuts that all LAMC students get, like 5.9 or 6 haircuts? No, because this is just for the 35 that we asked, but it should be in the ballpark. So maybe that's not the true measurement for all LAMC students, but it should be pretty close. So what this allows me to say is that I'm 90% confident that it's somewhere between 3.4 and 8.4 haircuts. The little box that I clicked just gives me a little visual of that here's what the class measured. And then we're saying that in this window, the truth of the true measurement for the entire LAMC population lies. So as low as 3 haircuts or as high as 8.4 haircuts. Let me click this arrow. Okay, so options, edit, so we don't have to retype this. And I'm just going to change this now to 95. Compute. And now it's saying that I'm 95% confident that it's between these 2. Options, save. And label this one as 95 or 95%. Save. Close that, we don't need to view it. And then options, edit. Now we're going to do the last one, which is 99. Compute. And then this one, notice it got a lot wider. If you want to be more confident, you have to make that window much wider. So now it's like from 2 to 10 haircuts because I want to be more confident. And I'll discuss like the meaning of that in a minute. But go to options, save. And put this one as 99%. And then save it. Close that. Let me go back to the 95 one just to kind of interpret the meaning of what this means. Okay. On part of the project, you have to write a sentence as to the meaning of here. I would round this off to like, let me write the 95% confidence interval here. 2.9, comma, 8.9. So it'd be like for some questions that would be fine. Like if it's money, like if your question is money, round it to 2. So you would do like $2.85, $8.92 because that rounds up. If it's number of something that could be a decimal, like number of caffeinated drinks, 4.5, 4.5 drinks. This one, haircuts, you're not going to have 2.9 and 8.9 haircuts. But if the numbers are close, like compared to the other ones, let me see how close they were. Oh, it's because I have only done. Let's see, this is the 95. Let me see how close these are. If they're pretty far away from each other, I'll round it off to the nearest whole number. If they're really close, then I'll round it to tenths, even though I know nobody's going to get 2.9 haircuts. So this would be 3.4 to 8.4. So that rounds to 3, that rounds to 3, this rounds to 9, that rounds to 8. They're pretty close. Let me see the 99. So you're going to have to make that decision as to what is more convenient. Okay, the 99 goes from 1.8. See, that's 2. And 9 point, that'd be 10.0 if I round it off to the nearest 10. So if I chose the whole numbers instead, this would be 3 to 8. This one would be 3 to 9. And this one would be from 2 to 10. They're not overlapping too much, so I think it would be okay if I use this as my interpretation instead of this. But if there's a lot of overlap with these numbers, then just do the tenths. How do we interpret this? So I would say I am 90% confident that the true number of times an LAMC student gets haircuts per year is between 3 and 8. Or you could say it a different way. You could say I'm 95% confident that the true mean number of haircuts that a student gets per year is between 3 and 9 haircuts. Always use the units. Don't just say between 3 and 9. 3 and 9 what? So follow it by shoe size or, haircuts or times visited Disneyland. I'm 99% confident that the true mean number of haircuts a LAMC student gets per year is 2 to 10 haircuts. That was the best one. But what does it mean to be 95% confident? It has nothing to do with probability. It actually means that 95% means 95 out of 100. That means if I took 100 samples of size 35, I went to 100 classrooms and they each had 35 students, then 95 times out of 100, this window, this 3 to 9, and it would be different windows because different students are going to respond differently. This window would capture the truth. Like I'm 95% confident that the true number of haircuts an LAMC student gets is 3 to 9. That means if I were to repeat this with 100 classrooms, 95 of these little windows would actually capture the truth for all LAMC students, and 5 times out of the 100, this little window would not capture the truth. So it's kind of like the risk of being wrong. Out of every 100, I have 5 chances out of 100 to be wrong, that to get a window that did not actually capture the truth. Now, if you want to be 99% confident, then every time if I take 100 classrooms, 99 of those samples are going to come up with the window that does contain the truth. But look how wide that window is. It could be anything as low as 2 up to 10. It doesn't really give me a good idea of what the actual truth is. But the lower I get, maybe I'm not as confident, I can have more error, but I can narrow it down a little bit closer. So there's like a happy medium. Usually in actual statistics or statisticians, they go with the 95. That's like standard. So the truth is somewhere between 3 and 9. And I'm pretty confident. I have only a risk factor of 5 out of 100 times of being wrong. But for your project, then what you're going to be doing, you're going to eventually for the end of the project, you're going to take screenshots of all of these 3, and you're going to copy them onto your Word document, and then you're going to write 1 sentence for each, just like how I said 1 sentence for each of these. So it says you're going to paste, it's going to be in a form of discussion. So you're going to paste those 3 outputs. You're going to write your each sentence, 1 sentence for each of those. And then if you see a student didn't kind of interpret it correctly for their question, you can make a comment, oh, like you should say it this way. Or if somebody asks you a question, you can respond to them. You do have to reply to at least 1 student to get full credit. If you have any questions, feel free to email me.